In Season 6, Episode 9 of The Curse of Oak Island, the Fellowship of the Dig fully unearths the mysterious U-shaped structure at Smith's Cove. Much of the structure appears to be ensconced in what Terry Matheson describes as clay-rich till, evoking the blue clay found in the money pit by the Onslow Company in the early 1800s. If this till is indeed the same sort of blue clay found in the money pit, then three possibilities regarding the nature of the U-shaped structure seem to present themselves. 1. The structure constitutes the remains of either the Truro Company cofferdam, built in the summer of 1850, or the Halifax Company cofferdam, built in 1866. The clay-rich till being either blue clay extracted from the money pit itself half a century prior by the Onslow Company, or fresh clay taken from the source which supplied the original depositors with their own material. This theory corresponds with the findings of Dan Blankenship's old partner, David Tobias, and engineer Les McFay, who in the year 2000 carbon dated a piece of the U-shaped structure to 1860, plus or minus 30 years. A second possibility is that the structure is a relic of the original depositors, who employed the same blue clay they used in the money pit in its construction. In her 2015 book, Oak Island Mystery Solved, Canadian author Joy Steele proposed a third theory, which holds that the U-shaped structure was constructed not by the original depositors nor by previous searchers, but rather by local British colonists who designed it as a brace to keep tar kilns in place. Later on, Rob Hyslop and Ryan Levine of Azimuth Consulting Limited returned to Oak Island to present the results of their LiDAR scan of the supposed 90-foot stone, which they conducted in the previous episode. Although Rob and Ryan's scan revealed a line which they suggested might transform the carved N into an upside-down A, the letters L and N being the only visible characters carved on the stone's surface, it failed to reveal any of the mysterious inscriptions the 90-foot stone was said to have borne. Next, Jack Begley and Gary Drayton secure the services of diver Tony Sampson, who takes them in his boat to nearby Apple Island. There, the treasure hunters discover three large boulders at the coordinates indicated on the star map introduced by Dr. Travis Taylor in the previous episode. They proceed to conduct a metal detecting operation on Apple Island, during which Gary Drayton discovers a number of targets, one of them non-ferrous. The treasure hunters agree that they ought to apply for a permit which will allow them to dig for these targets. Later, at the money pit area, Choice Drilling sinks a hole called K5.5 in an attempt to intersect the Shaft 6 tunnel, an old searcher tunnel which leads to the original money pit. Sure enough, a core sample taken from the hole reveals wood from 118 to 124 feet. As the wood is located slightly deeper than expected, the treasure hunters surmise that some of it might comprise timber from the collapsed money pit. Near the end of the episode, Laird Niven, Terry Matheson, and Billy Gerhardt discover a wooden wall composed of vertically aligned timbers buried beneath Smith's Cove. There are no records of previous searchers having discovered or constructed this wall, suggesting that it might constitute original workings. This underground wall at Smith's Cove evokes the wooden wall that Fred Nolan claimed to have discovered in the Oak Island swamp in 1969, for which the crew fruitlessly searched in Season 3, Episode 8. Nolan had described this structure as a 12-foot tall, 12-foot long wooden wall made of square, sawn timbers, and claimed that he had discovered it in the southern part of the swamp, a short distance from the beach. In that older episode, it was suggested that the swamp wall might be evidence of the swamp's artificiality. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and would like to read a more in-depth analysis of Season 6, Episode 9 of The Curse of Oak Island, please check out the link in the description.